Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Today I want to explain about the anatomy of linguistics. There are a lot of studies in linguistic field. The first one is phonetic. Phonetic deals with the sound of a spoken language. We also usually call it sound system. Bahasa, English, Korean, Japanese, you name it all have different sound system. The Japanese person usually have problem with uh, air, R or L sound because in their sound system they didn't have that. They didn't have that letter. They didn't have that sound system. So phonetic is basically talking about how the sound system of a language works. The second one is phonology. It's also kind of similar with phonetic. It's also talking about a sound of the word, but the differences is lay from the meaning. Phonology combine sound with meaning. In other words, um, the pronunciation affect the meaning of the word. For example, pool and pool. The first one is pool, column. We extend the length of the U sound. And second one is pool. We emphasize the L sound, make it a bit thicker. So if you pronounce it differently, then it will have different meaning. That's what phonology talking about. The third one is morphology. It talks about word word meaning and their part. Let's take this an example. I have a four rabbits. We can divide it by I have four rabbits. The word rabbits is consists of word or rabbit plus s. The s here is to give additional meaning to the word rabbit that I I don't only have one rabbit but a lot. So it give additional meaning to the word rabbit. Morphology also has thing called prefix and suffix. Prefix is additional before the base word and suffix is additional after the word, like unpredictable. The predict is the base word, and is the prefix, and able is suffix. So we can make like a diagram, three diagram. The first one is predict, then it has two branches, predictable, unpredictable. These three word, unpredictable, predictable, predict, all have different meaning. So suffix, prefix give additional meaning to the word, give a different meaning to the word. That's what we learn in morphology. The fourth one is syntax, is talking about it talks about sentence, but how we form a sentence, how we correctly form a sentence. the rule about where should we put a word so that it makes sense grammarly. For example, I will say a man handsome in front of standing class. You may understand what I mean, but is it correct? Of course not. Because we definitely can put word adjective handsome after noun man. So you may understand what it means, but it's not mean it didn't mean that it's correct grammarly. That's what syntax focus on. The fifth one is semantics. It studies about the meaning, the variation meaning of a word. Like one word in a certain language can has several word variation in another language. For example, let's take one word Japanese, hashiri. We can translate it as berlari in bahasa and also melaju. So we can say ano densha ga hashirimasu. Kereta itu melaju, or ano hito ga hashirimasu. Orang itu berlari. So of course you notice in Japanese one I use word hashiri for both vehicle and people, for the human. But in bahasa we definitely can say like kereta berlari. Of course that will sound weird. The vehicle has their own term for moving, and the human also has their own term as well. So that's what semantics talking about. The sixth one is pragmatics. It's basically we learn about the hidden meaning of a word or sentences. The most basic example is sarcasm. Let's pretend I'm a teacher and I have a student who arrived really late for my class. Then I would say, "Great job, Stephen. You arrived so early. It's still 10 a.m. in the morning. Are you Of course you understand that I was not praising him, right? If you only see it by the literal meaning, you will conclude that it was praise. But if we look from the context, you definitely will understand that I, as a teacher, definitely would like the idea of him arrive so late for my class. So of course I will not praise him for that. So my sentence, my word before is definitely an insult, not a praise. So that's about the pragmatics. And the last one is lexicology. It's all about the meaning of word, like semantics, but more in detail. That's all I can say for today. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.